All right, Habibs, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to start in crypto. I'm going to give you all the step-by-steps into go from zero to hero in crypto, everything that you need to know, and I will give it to you in an easy and simple way to understand. So let's start from the basics. I'm not even going to go into what is blockchain or what it does, all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's for somebody who is probably watching this video, that's a bit irrelevant. What you need to know is what tokens are and how tokens work. You need to think about tokens a bit similar as a company. So in a company, you have shares, right? When the company is created, you can create at any amount of shares. It doesn't really matter. So, you can make your own company and you can just create one share of the company, or you can create 100,000 or 1,000,000 shares, right? This doesn't really matter in the value of the company, because if your company's value at, let's say, $100 million and you have 100 million shares, then one share is going to be equal to $1, right? So tokens are very, very similar. The only difference is that to create a company, generally you need some type of money, and you need to pay the fees, all that kind of stuff. In crypto is not so much like that. You need a developer that launches the coin. You have different blockchains, you have like Solana, you have ETH, and we'll be talking also about this. So a token is very similar to a company. You can create a token. Depending on which blockchain you launch it, it's gonna cost you more or less. And then you can create a certain amount of tokens on the token launch, the same thing that you do when you create a company. And each token will have the value that, the market will give it. Let's get slightly technical, just some things that are important. For a token to get value, you need something called the LP. So you have websites where you can create LP or liquidity pools that allows to pair the token that you just created with another token that has value. So generally, this token that has value can be something like a stable coin, which means, for example, USDT, which is a token that equals the price of the dollar every time. So one USDT will always be $1 in value. It doesn't matter if people buy or sell this token, but the token will always be $1. So in this case, for this example of this video, we're gonna be using USDT, which is a stable coin. It means that $1 equals to 1 USDT all the time for creating the liquidity pool. So let's say that you create a token and we're gonna call it Hello. So it's Hello token, and you are gonna create $1 million worth of Hello token. Now, what you're gonna be doing then is you need to pair it in these websites to create value, and you will pair it with USDT. So you're gonna create Hello with 1 million total supply of tokens. Then we are gonna take $1 million. Obviously, you will take something much lower, and then we're gonna pair it in this website with $1 million. So now one Hello token is worth $1, right? Because you have $1 million paired, unified in these liquidity pools with $1 million. So what does this mean? This means that now you just created a token with 1 million market cap. Again, this is very similar to any company. You see companies like Tesla valued at 200 million, 300 million, $500 billion. So this means this is very, very similar, right? So you have a company that has a value because you have assets backing up this company. And the token is exactly the same as a company. So you create 1 million Hello tokens and you pair them with $1 million. If we take 1 million Hello tokens and we pair them with $500,000, then what is gonna be the value of each token? Correct, it's gonna be 0.5, so 50 cents. Why? Because the pairing is not the same, right? But the market cap is always gonna be 500K. Why? Because the collateral or the value of the token is paired with 500K. Okay, so this is a bit the basics of how tokens work and how the LP works and how market cap works. Again, exactly the same, well, not exactly, but very, very similar to how a company works. And why do you need to know this? You need to know this because it's very important when you trade tokens, when you are buying and selling, to know the market cap. It's not so much important to know the value of the token, but it's very important to know the market cap, because what you want to do is when you want to buy low and then you want to sell high, right? So you want to buy, let's say, a token at 1 million market cap and you want to sell at 10 million market cap and you just did that 10x, correct? So let's start by checking into how do you trade in crypto, how do you get started? So you have a lot of options to get started. You can ask your friend to send you tokens, or you can go into Binance, you can go into crypto.com, and then you can start buying tokens with your credit card. You can start buying Ethereum, you can start buying Bitcoin, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm gonna leave it up to you, but you have a lot of websites that you can get started by purchasing crypto. Again, I would suggest Binance, crypto.com. Honestly, you have plenty of websites that you can buy. Ask any of your crypto friends or somebody who is in crypto. I will suggest the first token to buy is ETH. Okay, so before we get started, there's another thing that is very, very important, is to know the difference between blockchains. So everybody knows about Bitcoin, obviously. I'm assuming that by you landing on this video, you don't know much about crypto. So what are the different chains? This is very important because different tokens are in different chains. So it's very important for you to understand this. So you have Bitcoin, which is the main OG first blockchain that has existed. There you cannot trade any other tokens aside from Bitcoin. So we're gonna forget about Bitcoin at the moment. Then you have Ethereum, which was the first blockchain that allowed people to run code in the blockchain like you would do on a website. This allowed users to be able to create their own coin, to be able to create applications, and to be able to create different infrastructures for the blockchain. So this is code that you run directly on the blockchain. Again, you don't need to worry too much about this, but this is good information. In this video, we're gonna be talking about two main blockchains. One is Solana, which you may have heard about of, and the other one is Ethereum, which you may also have heard of. So in these blockchains, you cannot trade tokens within different blockchains. Every token has its blockchain. You have bridges and some other stuff, which again, we're not gonna care too much about right now. Initially, we're gonna be taking a look on Ethereum, and then, as I said, also Solana. And depending what you trade, of course, you can trade on CEXs, which are centralized exchanges. But you know, if you actually want to get in the deeps, degen part of crypto, then you're gonna have to install MetaMask or Phantom wallets, which are wallets that allow you to trade coins on DEXs, which is the centralized exchange. So again, also this, what's the difference between a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange? So a centralized exchange or a DEX is a centralized. It means that a company, for example, crypto.com or Binance, owns the exchange and everything is controlled by them. And this allows them to do whatever they want if they wish to do so. However, you have another exchanges, which is called decentralized exchange, which actually this is where you, I mean, not you, but the developers of the token create these LPs or liquidity pools and pair the tokens between Hello token and USDT dollars, right? So in these exchanges, anybody can create these liquidity pools. You just need to create the tokens, then you need to have some, let's say, dollars, and you pair them together, and then anybody can trade here. And this is decentralized. It means that it's run on the blockchain directly, so nobody can control it at all. The owners of the exchange don't have any type of access to this liquidity pool. So everything is run, not centralized. Generally, obviously, centralized exchanges like Binance and crypto.com are more popular for beginners because, you know, you can buy stuff with credit card and all that good stuff. In our case, we are not really gonna care about this, but you will need to use it initially to buy your first Ethereum. So what we want to know is how do you get started. So initially you're gonna go into Binance or crypto.com, you're gonna use your credit card. Again, I'm not gonna no affiliate link, no nothing. You can do it the way that you want, or you can ask your friend to send you some Ethereum into Binance or crypto.com or whatever you want. So in this website is called CoinMarketCap, is one of the most popular websites to actually take a look at the prices of different tokens. So here we have Ethereum, which is the name of the token, and then you have ETH, which is the ticker of the token, which is very important. Both are not the same. So in this case, for example, let's go to the main homepage. You have Bitcoin and the ticker BTC. Tether or USDT, which is the token that I was talking about. And you see the token price is always $1. It varies a bit. It can go a bit 99999, or it can go 1000001, but it's always very, very similar to $1. Then you have a lot of other coins, BNB, which is the Binance coin, USDC, which is another stable coin. Also, as you can see, the same price of the dollar. You have Solana, which is the other token that we're gonna be talking about, Solana, and the ticker is SOL. So what are we gonna start doing? You want to start trading, you want to make money like your friends do, you want to be rich in crypto, let's strap on. We're gonna be talking about two main blockchains. One is Ethereum and one is Solana. So let's start with Ethereum. Ethereum is a EV compatible chains. That means that there is a lot of other chains. For example, Dogecoin, they made their own chain. Avalanche or Avax, they made their own chain. And what they did is they copied Ethereum, they copied the source code of Ethereum, and then they create their own chain, right? So to trade in all these chains, which again, you don't need to worry too much about, but let's take a look at Ethereum. You need to download something called MetaMask. MetaMask is an application that you can go into metamask.io. Please be very, very careful when you trade and when you are in crypto to check the URLs very well, because there are a lot of phishing scams where they create metamask.co.uk, .co, etc. and you're gonna download a virus in your computer and then you're gonna lose all your crypto. So it's very, 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 very important for you to check the URL that is correct. So we are gonna go into metamask.io and /downloads, and then we're gonna get MetaMask. And in this case, we are gonna install it. I will never use Edge, but for this example, we're gonna be using Edge because I have MetaMask in all my other browsers. And once it's finished downloading, it will be added into your browser. It finished downloading, straight away, we're gonna get started. So let's get started. I agree on MetaMask, and I'm gonna create a new wallet because I'm sure you don't have a wallet yet. This is some data. I do not want to give the data. Thank you very much. So here we're gonna make a password. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do some password. Obviously, your password should be much more strong than this. And then here we are gonna get into our first very, very important step for every wallet that you create, aside from the centralized exchanges, Binance, etc. But everything else, there's gonna be something called the seed phrase. The seed phrase is normally a 12-word password. If you lose access to your wallet, you can import this password anywhere else and you will have full access of your funds. Now, this is very important, and I will reiterate it a million times. Do not take a picture of this password, and do not tell this password to anybody. There is no reason anybody, anywhere is gonna ask you for this 12-word password. If somebody is asking you, it's a scam, it's 100% scam. There is no reason why it's not 100% scam. If your friend asks you for your password for these 12 words, he's scamming you. If any website is gonna ask you for this password, this website is 100% a scam. So, because if they have access to this password, they will have access to all your funds. So do not give this password away. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be clicking secure my wallet, and I'm gonna be clicking make sure nobody is looking. While you're looking, I'm obviously gonna delete this wallet. I mean, you're looking, but I'm gonna blur some of the words. So here you see the recovery phrase. You have 12 words. So what I want you to be doing right now is I want you to take a paper, a notebook, whatever you want, a pen, and I want you to write this password, this 12-word password, in the correct order. So we see here that we have the correct order for each word, and this is very important because if you write in the wrong order, you're not gonna get it. In a piece of paper, do not take any pictures, do not upload any pictures that you won't be taking anywhere, because if your PC gets hacked, you also get hacked and you lose all the access of your funds. Super important. I cannot point this enough. I cannot drill this into your head enough. Do not share the password. Thank you very much. So let's say that you just added the password. It says copy to clipboard. Do not copy to clipboard. I'm gonna just copy it for the sake of asking. And here they're gonna be showing you need to input the password. So let me quickly do that. Good stuff that I copied because I completely forgot about it. So here I have this, and then here I have dips, and then number 8 is okay. So congratulations, now you have MetaMask. So Let's continue. Okay, all that's good stuff. And now you have MetaMask, and you have MetaMask in the browser. I would suggest to pin your MetaMask here, because that way, once you click on it, you have the MetaMask. So MetaMask tutorial. You have different accounts. Initially, you're gonna have one account, but you can add different accounts. Then you have your network. Your network, it means you have your blockchain. In this case, we are only gonna care about Ethereum, but if your friend say, hey, buy this coin in BNB, which is the Binance blockchain, you can do so here as well. Base, Avalanche, all that good stuff. So if you want to add some networks, we go on the top left. If you hover, it says Ethereum mainnet, you click there. Then you scroll down, and we're gonna be adding Binance. You click approve, and then we are gonna go back, and you're gonna be adding, for example, Base, very popular with Trump, and you approve. Here you are on Base blockchain. So we're gonna be clicking, and we're gonna be back on Ethereum. Now, it looks complicated, it's really not. Here you have all the accounts, and you can create as many accounts as you want. By clicking add account, you click add, and then you can create a new Ethereum account. We are gonna be naming it, let's say Ethereum 2, and add account, and that's it. Now you have two accounts, you see? Underneath the account, you have your wallet address. This is super important to receive money. And this is something that you need to double check every time that you receive and send money, because you're gonna be sending money to somebody else. And if you paste the wrong account, the blockchain is not reversible. So there's no refunds in the blockchain. So once you send the money is gone. You can never get it back. To get your account, you can click copy account here, just underneath. And then let's say we can paste it in the browser. So this is my account address. Or if we go back into MetaMask here, there's also the option to click on the arrow down, and then you have the three small dots, and you go into account details. In here, you'll be able to change the name of the account. So let's say instead of Ethereum 2, I want to name it Ethereum 1. This is only for MetaMask. This has nothing to do with the blockchain. The only thing that the blockchain cares is about this address. So you can either click copy the address, or you can select, and then you can right click copy or Control C or whatever you use on Mac. The other very important thing is the private key. Now, the seed phrase that we were talking about earlier is for the whole account. So you, within an account on MetaMask, you can have many different addresses, as we just saw, but each address has its private key. So the private key is similar to the 12-word password that we got in the beginning, but it's for individual addresses. Okay, so let's say that your friend is on the flight. He's gonna take a flight in the next hour, and he doesn't have internet. There's a token that is launching in 5 hours, but he's gonna be flying. And he's like, hey, Habibi, please, can you buy this token for me? Use my wallet. What you can do is you can give him, or he can give you, the private key, and you can import it into your MetaMask, and then you will have full access of his funds. Again, if somebody asks you for your private key, it's a scam. Any website asks you for the private key, it's a scam, correct? You do not give anybody the seed phrase or the private key. Only, obviously, close friends, friends and family, whatever. So if we click show private key, it's gonna ask you for the password, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then confirm, and you hold, and here is your private key. Now the private key you can copy. Again, will not suggest to save this anywhere. And you click done, and then your friend will go into his MetaMask, you will click add account, and then it will under import a wallet or account, private key, paste the private key, and then click import. In our case, the account you're trying to import is a duplicate. Otherwise, it will create an account like this one, no problem. Now you have an account ready to set up. You either bought ETH on Binance, or your friend is sending you ETH. What you do is you click on the address, you go to your friend, and you say, hello Habibi, and bam, here is my address. Bada bing, bada boom, and that's the only thing that he needs to send you money. So then he will go into his MetaMask, he will click send, he will put the address, which in your case is gonna be your address, and then he will put 1, 2, 10, 100 ETH, depending how rich your friend is, and then it will click continue, and it will send the money into MetaMask. Very simple. The same in Binance. In Binance or crypto.com, whatever you want, you're gonna select Ethereum network, you're gonna select ETH, and then you're gonna select your address on MetaMask to receive money, and then you're gonna click send, and then you are gonna receive ETH on MetaMask. Now, I'm not gonna go into much details into how to buy tokens, all that stuff. This is probably, I'm gonna be doing another video, but you know, if you are into crypto, I'm sure some of your friends know as well. Also have some videos into how to buy tokens. Actually, I'm gonna put about a way of buying tokens, which is, I think, is even better than MetaMask, because I mean, crypto is so big. You have bots that buy for you, and especially BullX, I think is the best way to actually trade crypto. So I'm gonna put somewhere in the video, maybe here, the tutorial into how to trade BullX. I would suggest you to go take a look at it, because that's the best way of trading crypto. But MetaMask is very important. So talking about BullX and talking about Solana, let's go into Solana. Now, Solana works very similar to Ethereum. The same thing applies, but you can also use MetaMask. For Solana, you need to use Phantom Wallet. So again, we're gonna go to phantom.com, we're gonna click download, and then we're gonna go to Chrome, hopefully, or Brave or Firefox, and we're gonna install the extension, the same thing that we did for MetaMask. We just install Phantom. We're gonna do exactly the same thing as MetaMask. We're gonna click create wallet, because you're not gonna have a wallet. Continue, create with seed phrase. Do not do it with email. If your email gets hacked, you get hacked. So let's go through seed phrase. Same thing. Let's go for the good old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 password. I agree with the terms of service. Continue. It's medium. Incredible. So here you have the seed phrase. Same thing as the other one, 12 numbers. I save my recorded seed phrase. We click continue, and then you create a username. It doesn't really matter. Phantom Wallet, you have some extra stuff aside from MetaMask. So, you know, we're gonna create this username, looks amazing. And then Phantom Wallet is gonna be created, and I'm ready to enjoy Phantom Wallet here. Again, we're gonna pin it. All this good stuff is directly on the browser. So, you know, MetaMask, you can use it anywhere else. You don't need to go into the extension. And the same is Phantom Wallet is the same. You can actually buy Solana directly from Phantom with cash. I've never done this before, but I do know that you can do that using credit card, which is awesome actually. You should definitely do this, and you can click buy, and you know, it goes into here and allows you to buy. Otherwise, we can go back, and it's the same thing as Ethereum. So you can click transfer crypto, and in this case, we're gonna click Solana. So we're gonna be copying the Solana address, which again, we can send it to our friend, right? Or if you bought Solana in Binance or crypto.com, whatever, you can transfer it here. So you can click also receive. You will always click on Solana, and then you have the address here, copy the same. Once you get the address in Solana, your Solana will appear here, and you will see your Solana here, and you'll be able to trade. I think I'm gonna stop the video here. In another video, I'm gonna be talking about how to trade, where to trade. But again, especially for Solana, is much more popular these days than Ethereum and other chains. I mean, Binance is kind of popular now, but Solana is gonna be mainly the chain that you're gonna be trading on. If you want to trade in Solana, go into my BullX tutorial, and how to get started in BullX is definitely the best way to start trading. Your friends will help you also to trade. And Habibis, best of luck. It's the start of your journey. Best of luck in crypto. I will see you in the next video. See ya.